Most Etsy sellers think that they're profitable until the payouts hit their bank account balance. Fees, transactional fees, shipping, and most importantly, Etsy ads, they can all take away from your profit. So today I want to show you a sure-proof method of ensuring that not only you're profitable, but you know where everything is going. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dave Denard. If you're new here, definitely hit subscribe. I do new videos all the time on Etsy success. So you can see what you're doing in your Etsy dashboard, what you've made in the last 30 days, what you've made in the last 7 days. But oftentimes, a lot of my students ask me, why is the number much lower that is hitting my bank account? And that's because you're not, number one, managing your fees and your finances correctly, and you don't know where everything is going, because Etsy doesn't show you your material costs. Only you know that. And Etsy doesn't show you a lot of the things that you need to be managing and caring about. A lot of people are hung up on getting more sales, but if you're not managing that correctly, then you're going to be losing money at the end of the day. So the first way to make sure that you are profitable is to make sure that your Etsy ads campaign and your Etsy ads strategy is a legitimate one. The biggest thing you can do to manage your Etsy finances is to make sure you are turning off Etsy ads that are not profitable. What do I mean by that? If it goes over, this is my hard and fast rule, if it goes over your comfortable cost per conversion, which is how much money you are willing to spend to get one sale and profit after everything is said and done, you have to turn that ad off. Many people set it and forget it and think that it is magically going to work. And there's other strategies out there, yes, but I like to be extremely strict with it. That is how you run a tight ship, and that is how you profit. And furthermore, within the Etsy ads dashboard, it shows you your spend and your revenue. You have to do your own calculations after that in order to figure out if you're profitable. If you spent $100 and you've made $200, you're sitting with $100 in revenue. But after that, out comes transactional cost, your shipping, your fees, your taxes, and everything out of that $100. Whatever you're left with is your true profit. So you need to be managing that properly and understand that equation. You can grab that equation in my Etsy ads course. The link is in the description, or you can simply sit down with pen and paper and figure it all out for yourself. It's a pretty simple equation, but in the back of your mind, you need to know how much you're willing to spend on each product. Very important. The next way that I really highly recommend that you manage your finances in your Etsy store is to have a tool like Profit Tree, where it shows you your cost of goods sold once you enter it, shows you your shipping costs, transactional fees, your ad costs, and then at the end of the day, it shows you your operating profit. So here is an example of a store that I'm connected to. It has $4,600 in net sales, and the operating profit is $2,200. So it shows you everything very clearly, just like this. And without this, you're running in the dark with your pants down. It shows you things like your performance, your orders, your shipping, and your ad costs. Without knowing these things, you will likely break even, or you will likely just run yourself dry and not really know what you're actually doing. This is extremely relevant for print-on-demand sellers. If you don't know what you're doing in the last 30 days and your profit in the last 30 days, then you might be breaking even. Print-on-demand sellers often are breaking even and barely making anything if they're not paying attention to these things. So, I mentioned this tool in a previous video for Product Finder, which is an extremely valuable tool in itself, but on the less sexy, if you will, side of things for e-commerce, just as important as finding trending things, you need to know what your numbers are. So number one, definitely grab the free Etsy ad cheat sheet in my description below. And if you want to upgrade to the course, you can do that. But definitely grab Profit Tree as well, because it shows you these things. It connects directly to your store and it shows you these things. I've tried QuickBooks before, and I've found that because it's not really built by Etsy sellers or for Etsy sellers. It's kind of a mess, and I absolutely hated it. That's just my honest opinion. That's just how I experienced it. With Profit Tree, it was actually built by Etsy sellers, so it's much different there. They have a lifetime deal going on right now, so you don't have to pay monthly. You pay for it one time and you're completely done. I would highly recommend grabbing that. That's in the description below as well. So in summary, you guys, the first thing you need to do is know when to turn off your Etsy ads. That is how you are not going to be eaten up by the fees of Etsy ads, as well as the fees of transactional costs and shipping. Number one thing for your Etsy ads is to know when to turn them off. Period. A lot of people just set it and forget it. And number two, the nitty gritty boring type stuff is know where your numbers are actually at. And unless you want to get out a pad and paper and grind it out with that or with an Excel sheet or something like that, I would much rather be lazy about it, connect my store, and just know where everything's at. So much easier. And it actually makes things much easier for doing your personal finances too, if you know what's coming in from your business. So that's everything, guys. Everything's in the links in the description. I hope you have a beautiful day. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have a nice one.